Arsenal's summer transfer plans are already beginning to take shape, and two exciting names are now firmly on the club's radar as Mikel Arteta looks to strengthen both the present and the future. One of the headline links involves Julian Alvarez. Arsenal are reportedly exploring a potential move for the Atletico Madrid striker, with Arteta understood to be a huge admirer of the Argentine's versatility, work rate, and elite finishing. Alvarez has continued to grow in stature since his move to Spain, and Atletico are fully aware of his value. Any deal, however, would not come cheap, with the Madrid club expected to demand a fee in excess of £86 million, €100 million plus, making this a major statement signing should Arsenal decide to push forward. Meanwhile, after a slow start, the January transfer window has suddenly burst into life, and Arsenal are once again at the centre of the headlines. From a search for a new Pedri to defensive talks and growing competition from rivals, let's break it all down, with prices included. Let's start with the eye-catching headline. Arsenal are reportedly looking for a new Pedri. This doesn't mean the Barcelona star himself, but a young, elite-level midfielder with similar technical quality, intelligence, and ability to control games. Players in this profile do not come cheap. Clubs across Europe value this type of talent highly, and Arsenal would likely be looking at a price range between £60 million and £90 million, depending on age, contract length, and experience. Mikel Arteta wants creativity and control in midfield, especially for the long term, but any deal of this magnitude may be more realistic in the summer window rather than January. Next, Arsenal have been linked with Jeremy Jacquet, a young and highly rated centre-back. The defender is seen as a future-focused signing, someone who can develop under Arteta while adding depth to the squad. Arsenal are believed to be in early talks, but Chelsea are also monitoring the situation. In terms of price, Jacquet is valued at around £8 million to £12 million, making him a relatively affordable option compared to elite Premier League defenders. This is the type of smart, low-risk investment Arsenal have targeted in recent windows. Meanwhile, what's up, Gooners? Welcome back. Sit tight as we break down the latest Arsenal transfer buzz, Marc Guéhi's potential move, what's happening with Arda Güler, and the future of Oleksandr Zinchenko, prices included. Let's dive right in. Marc Guéhi, defensive target with a twist. First up, Marc Guéhi, the Crystal Palace captain and England centre-back, who has been linked with a move to Arsenal this window. There's been serious interest from across Europe. Manchester City, Liverpool, and even Bayern Munich have all been sniffing around for the 25-year-old. Arsenal have been monitoring his situation too, given their need for defensive reinforcement. But here's the price twist. Crystal Palace and potential suitors had been valuing him as high as around £35 to £40 million earlier in the window. However, with his contract expiring this summer, that asking price has dropped significantly. And Manchester City have reportedly agreed a £20 million deal, plus small add-ons, for him. So, for Arsenal fans wondering, while the Gunners were linked and interested, Guéhi's most likely destination now appears to be Manchester City at around £20 million. A bargain in market terms, but likely out of reach for a January swoop, given City's urgency to bolster a depleted backline. Switching gears to Arda Güler, the Real Madrid attacking midfielder who's been on Arsenal's radar for some time. Güler is widely regarded as one of the brightest young creative talents in Europe, capable of unlocking defences with his vision, dribbling and goal threat. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Real Madrid are not interested in selling him, and reports have placed his valuation at around €150 million, £130 million plus, if he were ever to leave the Bernabeu. That price tag reflects both his potential and Madrid's commitment to keeping him as part of their long-term project. While Arsenal admire Güler and could consider him for the future, a move this January seems unlikely, unless Real Madrid shock the market or a rare opportunity opens up. Finally, let's talk about Alexander Zinchenko, who's been a key player under Mikel Arteta since his arrival. However, his role has fluctuated, and he spent the current season on loan at Nottingham Forest. Recent reports suggest his loan has not gone smoothly, with limited playing time and complications around ending it early. On the pricing side, his market value has dipped slightly. Recent updates show his estimated value around €15 million, approximately £13 million, down from earlier in his arsenal. Zinchenko's contract is set to expire this summer, and Arsenal are expected to let him leave rather than integrate him back into the squad long term. Offers could range around that valuation level, but it will depend on interest and whether clubs see value in his technical profile. Meanwhile, Arsenal are reportedly interested in a summer move for Newcastle United and England winger Anthony Gordon, as Mikel Arteta looks to add more pace, intensity and goal threat to his attack. Gordon, currently starring for Newcastle, has developed into one of the Premier League's most dangerous wide players. Known for his direct running, high pressing and work rate, the 25-year-old fits perfectly into Arteta's fast, aggressive system. Arsenal see Gordon as a player who can compete on both wings, offering strong competition for Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli, while also giving the squad more depth for a long title and Champions League campaign. However, Newcastle are under no pressure to sell. With Gordon under contract and playing a key role, the Magpies are expected to demand a big fee, potentially in the region of £60 to £70 million, especially if Arsenal make a serious approach in the summer window. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for daily Arsenal transfer news. Let us know in the comments, which of these signings would you make first? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the meanwhile. The Premier League leaders, Arsenal, are getting ready for a big test this weekend. They're making the trip to the City Ground to face Nottingham Forest this Saturday, January 17th. And the training ground talk has been all about fitness and focus. Mikel Arteta's men are sitting 6 points clear at the top and are on an impressive 10-game unbeaten run across all competitions. The goal in training this week? Recovery, rotation, and making sure the squad maintains that winning mentality after tough wins against Portsmouth in the FA Cup and Chelsea in the EFL Cup semi-final first leg. The players were back at the Sober Realty Training Centre immediately, barely 48 hours after the Chelsea game, putting in the work to manage their physical demands ahead of another demanding fixture. Arteta's latest team news update now, for the part you've all been waiting for, the injury latest, straight from the boss, Mikel Arteta. He addressed the media ahead of the match, providing updates on several key players. The big question marks over two major players seem to have cleared up: William Saliba and Leandro Trossard. Great news here. Both players, who were doubts earlier in the week and missed the FA Cup tie, are expected to be available for selection against Forest. Saliba returned to full training this week, and Arteta confirmed a decision will be made on his involvement, but he is in contention. Trossard, despite a recent knock with Belgium, is also fit to feature. Piero Hincapié, Riccardo Calafiori, Christian Mosquera and Max Daumann. Unfortunately, these four remain sidelined. Arteta confirmed earlier in the week that Hincapié, groin, and Calafiori, muscle injury, are not available yet, and no clear timeline has been given for their returns, though Calafiori is expected back in the coming weeks. Mosquera and young Max Daumann are both recovering from ankle ligament injuries with similar timeframes and are still a few weeks away from returning to training. So while there are a few key defensive absences, the potential return of Saliba is a massive boost as Arsenal look to extend their lead at the top of the Premier League table. The team knows it will be a tough game at the City Ground against a Forest side fighting relegation, so focus will be key.